All right, welcome again to the second half of the backtesting session. So we currently sitting on the daily key level as we outlined, the other block, and then the fair value gap leading into the other block. So with these two key levels, we expect to see what a C price reaction from here. If we get bullish sponsorship, yeah, we're going to get in on the buy, right? But if we don't get any sponsorship, there's no need for us to buy. You just need to follow price. If it's going up, we go. If it wants to go lower, then we go along, knowing that the most important thing is to have key levels that you are targeting. Okay. If you have a key level that you're targeting and price is showing willingness to go to that direction, you just follow. If it is on the other side and there's a key level, that simply means price is heading to that direction. So let's see price reaction from here. We are during London session. So we are now into New York, and New York seems to be giving us New York reversal, but we haven't closed above this high yet. That should be a breakout structure for us. So it didn't break down the meaning of fair value again. I'm not. Okay, so we are expecting something like this. Okay, so close above that high. Okay, nice. We have there's a shift in market structure from this high. So at this point now, we can be looking for a way to get in. Remember, we are now trading like this is a New York this is a New York reversal setup. So let's try to see where we can get in and maybe have uh, a trade that is least risky. Okay, so intermediate areas where we can have support, we have this fair value gap here. And looking at this leg that went up to give us that shift in market structure, we have a small fair value gap here too. Let's try to check 30 minutes. Okay, looking at 30 minutes, we have this fair value gap here. So which means we can actually put our buy setup from here, our buy entry from there with our stops under this low. And we target this side. Okay, it's about 2 hours. Okay. Price shows us willingness to continue higher. We can also extend. Now, this is because we are targeting a little bit closer because it's already New York session. So which means price has that probability not to move too high again. So we are tapped in on this 30-minute fair value gap. Now I want to see what price was. That's why I said we're targeting not too far because we are targeting not too far because price will not likely expand so much before the end of the day. All right. So we have a trade of 2.5 hours. So let's see. With the close of this day now, we're going to check how it closed and then we'll know whether price will continue higher or not. So let's see how this one plays out. How many people are in this trade? If you're selling, I mean, if you're buying, let me, if you're buying, type 1 in the charts. If you're not buying, type 0. Okay, we have a questions. You didn't break down the meaning of a fair value gap. Sorry about that. Lessons on fair value gaps and volume gaps, other blocks. They're all on I will send the link on the WhatsApp group. So I can't be teaching the concept of fair value gap now. We have limited time to backtest. Looks like everybody's buying. I need somebody to be selling to us. Who is on a sell? I want to see somebody that's selling. I want a seller. I want a seller. Nobody's selling. Everybody's just buying. I want somebody that will be interested on a sell instead. Man said, is this Luamba? Luamba, why are you selling? Why in God's name are you selling from another block? Give me a reason. Why are you selling in an daily order block? Just give me a reason. It doesn't mean that you are wrong, okay? You are still right. In trading, there's nothing like right and wrong. Just just get what the market gives you. The fact that everybody is buying does not mean the buy must continue. The buy must hold. Everybody take losses. You make mistakes. You can actually have your drawn liquidity and price stops you out before you get the right entry to that area. Maybe you got in so early. So, Lamba, why are you selling? I think we have reasons for buying, right? Price is acting on a key level and it has given us a shift in structure with a displacement on the 30-minute. So, same as Lamba doesn't have a reason for selling. What? Double top? That's serious. So Luamba is seeing a double top. That's why he's selling. Hmm. Interesting. Think this should be why you're selling? Okay. Interesting. Still, regardless, like I said, you are not wrong. Price could still sell. We don't really, there's no certainty, but the reason we are buying, we have seen confirmation from a key level, and we are targeting the nearest drawn liquidity. All right. So, but regardless, price can still stop us out. It's normal. So I think the moral stop loss have been hit. All right. So we have hit CP from this high. The entry was really a good one. Now, why did I check higher time frame before we take this entry? This was because when you look at 15 minutes, 15 minutes was a little bit somehow, though we had a small fair value gap on the 15 minute, yet there was another one lower. All right. And the whole price range was a little bit expanded, which you know, I want to think that price might not really come back below the 50% or the equilibrium of that trading range. So you needed to check higher time frame because there's going to be a reason for price not coming down to a discount before buying, especially when it comes to higher time frame. So that was another win for us, which is 2.48. 2.48. This is just, we're just trying to put things as simple as possible. 2.48. So let's see. Looks like we have ended that day. So let's check. Let's go to the daily time frame and see how this particular day ended. Go to daily time frame. So Luanba could see the reason why we were trying to buy from here. We had another block, but a fair value gap, so price could move higher. Now, looking at this point too, price did something here. Price created a low, went higher, created a high, came lower. This high went up, taking previous high. I want to explain something here to you. We had price doing a stop hunt here after giving us a shift here. So what does that explain? This explains this last down close candle to act like a breakout zone here. So looking at this, so for the daily to be confirmed bullish as a reaction to this other block is when price takes this swing high, because this is the swing high that created this swing low. And more to that, All right. If price can close above a previous daily candle's high, that will be, at least that will be our first bullish confirmation. If price can close above previous daily high like this one, this would have been our first bullish confirmation. Now, if the next candle opens and then closes above this one in this key level, then we might want to see price moving higher to break the structure. But if it doesn't close, we can still, maybe price can still decide to play around at this point, because this we also have a breaker created very close to this other block. So it's like we have two key levels sitting together at the same spot. All right. Now, this doesn't mean that price might not continue buying or continue selling. It's just that price, since we have two key levels, price might decide to play around with us for some time. Okay. Since we formed a key level into another key level. So price might decide to consolidate a little before actually breaking out. That's just something you can expect, and it's based on experience. But if we close above this high, there's a possibility that we are going to come right up to this high. Our next target will be this previous daily high, and this one too. So let's go back to, let's go to 4 hour. Let's look at 4 hour. 4 hour might even have something interesting. So 4 hours still currently on a downtrend. For 4 hour to be bullish, price should close above this high. Now remember, with our 3 time frames logic, price should confirm bullish on the daily, bullish on the 4 hour, and then bullish on the 15 minutes. So looking at the 4 hour time frame, we had a huge inefficiency here. Price has not actually filled to the 50% of it. So this might explain why if price decides to maybe drop lower again, right? But remember, all the same, we are on a key level. So it doesn't really matter how many times price react to that key level before it actually gives us a major move. But the thing is, we are still on a key level, and we have even an inversion fair value gap here. So which can also be a reason for price to drop lower. And just looking at this, this is also a good 4 hour setup. Price did a stop hunt here and then went higher to break structure. So this area right down here for a buy is actually one that you can say is a high probability. So which means from there to this point, we can really expect some bullishness. So we have two things at the moment here. Price breaking structure, we will not expect it to come lower again. If it fails to break structure, might want it to come lower, give us a break of structure now to continue higher. These are the two things that we will want to see. All right, so let's see what happens. Oh, that's 4 hour. I'm going for 4 hour time frame. Oh, bro. Shit. Okay. So price is like showing us that it's trying to go lower. Let's see. We are being very, very careful at this point. Any bullish signal we see, we are getting on a buy. So the next day opens, price trading above Asian high. So at this point, we could be looking for a sell Because with London session here, London is showing us willingness to continue lower. And now let's try to check if we're selling and targeting this Asian low. Will there be another draw on liquidity? Remember, the shaded portion is our innovation fair value gap. I think we'll not be able to see any price action from right from the back there. So you can just target that. So the key level. So this is what we have here. Let's try to check 30 minutes. All right. So 30 minutes has a breaker block plus a fair value gap here. So we can get in from this area and can sell from that fair value gap, put our stops above this high, and we'll target the invasion fair value gap. This is about 2.55 R. Let's see how that goes. If you are selling, let me see 1 on the chart. If you are not selling, let me see 0. Who are the people that are selling? Mhm. Okay. Lots of people are selling. People are selling. Okay. Nobody's buying. Sure. Hmm. So who are we selling to now? Nobody's buying and we are all selling. It's like you go to the market, everybody is selling something. Everybody is selling something and nobody's buying. People are very bad business people. Then you go to a market and everybody is just selling. No buyers. Let's see if one Odogu will be buying. One somebody that will be buying food from the whole market. Nobody's trying to buy. Mr. Before is still selling too. We need a buyer, somebody that's going to be buying what we are selling. I'll choose somebody to buy, okay? I'll look for somebody that would have been buying. Let's see. I want to see somebody that will buy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Benis, why are you selling now? Should try to buy. Clovis, people should buy now. Mm. Okay. Betila said Avin. Let me see. Avin is on this call. Do we have Avin here? Avin is one big Odogu. Should have been buy, bro. Avin seems not to be on this call. Okay. Mr. Jonathan, you will not buy too. Are you not going to buy?
So the market is looking back down. I should have been buying.
Sorry?
The market is looking down. I cannot be buying when the market is facing down.
Okay. You want a cheaper price to buy?
Yes.
Mm.
Them fighting against the wind, against the stream, the flow.
Okay.
Let me join the flow.
So it's like it's December, everybody is selling. Things are very expensive. I want somebody that will buy and give me a very valid reason for buying. Marie Therese, are you Can you not buy, madam?
No, sir. I'm selling.
Okay. What about you, Benis?
I'm selling with my full chest. And where am I buying to? Because I don't even know where I buy to.
Okay. So finally nobody's buying. Okay. Zafon said buyers on holiday. Idel, you were supposed to buy now. Idel, buy. It's very important that you buy. Okay. You guys
No,
are.
sir. Really.
If I was
That
the one,
as well.
if I was the one, I would just be taking opposite traits. You know what they say, like if you fail more often, you are going to learn. You will learn faster. So
Then you should buy.
no, I'm not buying. I'm not. Okay, let's see. I think we are all going to. I really want this trade to fail so that all of you, all of us, will take this loss together. I really want to see price just spike up, clear everybody out. Just give us a real good stop hunt, just like this. Like it's not good for a business for everybody to be a seller in the market now. So that started. Ah, Charles wants to buy. Oh, you must be a very rich man. Interesting. Okay, no, it's not happening. I wanted this guy to push further higher. Good, good, good. No, no, this is not going the way I wanted. Ah, shit. So we are into the invasion fair value gap. So at this point, we have to wait a little and see what is going on. Honestly, I did not want this trade to play out. I wanted to see you people fail. I wanted to see people lose money in this trade, but it happened the way it happened. Price actually showed us an obvious direction to go, so it was really obvious. That was a 2.5 Farah. Actually, I wanted somebody to buy. Anybody that would have been buying, I would have given the person something. Okay, so this is still London session. Let's see what New York session brings for us. Okay, New York session, more continuation. Wow. Betila was okay. Betila said she was buying in her mind. Okay. So if the buy could work out now, how will you have made profit? You know, when you are selling and price starts buying, you say, I knew that this thing will buy. Yeah, on a you are on a deep rate where you expect price to have been, say you knew that price will buy. So let's see how this day ends and see what to expect the following day. This is the kind of trader to use 10 lot size, right? Things align together. So we are going a little bit deeper into the daily fair value gap. I mean the daily order block. And so let's see what happens. It's still on this key level, so we don't really want to see price violate this other block. If it does, then we are going to be dropping lower to this fair value gap. Okay. If we don't get any reaction from here, because you can also still consider this to just be a single price leg. Okay. So for more discount prices to maybe make another high, but if we break this low, then this fair value gap will be our next target with this other block. Because all this here, it's a trend line liquidity that price might want to take. So this low should not be taken out if price wants to continue higher. So let's see. Let's go back to, let's look at 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour, you see the candles are so choppy. Go to 15 minutes. See. Okay. So we have just less than 10 minutes. This session was supposed to be ending at 5:30 because from 5:30 I'll be going out for sports and to come back around 7:30 before pre-London session. So let's see if we'll get the last trade for this session. I don't know if anybody was calculating the trades that we have been taking. So all this liquidity, we might want to see if price grabs this liquidity and gives us a bullish entry. That will be a good idea. Okay, that will be a good setup. But I can hardly buy from here with all this choppiness or all this liquidity down here. So if London opens, grab it, give us a displacement higher, we can be interested on that buy. So let's see what happens. Okay. All right. So London takes the low and let me come back up. Anyway, let's pull back a little bit somewhere here. Okay, this is our previous daily low, right? Which we're expecting price to take Asian low and previous day's low, and then see if we can get a good entry. So at the moment, looking at this very closely, this is the swing high that caused price going down to take this swing low, and we have this last up close candle from that swing high, which is our bearish order block. So for this downtrend to continue, price should respect this order block and continue making lower lows. But for it not to continue, price should break higher and then we'll get an entry to then target some liquidity above. Okay, like maybe even right up to Asian high here. Can target right up to Asian high. So let's see what happens. So price close above that swing high, and we have this to be our breaker block. So we can take the trade with this momentum. You might just want to take the trade immediately price comes back to the breaker block. Right? Still, sometimes you can decide to take from the fair value gap, but like 70% of the time, this fair value gap will not be filled because of the momentum close above this. And more to that, if this candles close was closer to this point, then it will support price from coming down to this point. But all this area is like a rejection. So the main breaker is around this point. The main breaker is around this point from the opening of that candle. So you can have your entry down at this point. But if the body of this candle was right up here, our entry will be from that high. So let's see, with our stops up below this low, you know why we are buying now, right? So price sank deep into a key level, into a daily bullish order block. So if this setup should hold, then our target will be that Asian high. If it doesn't hold, if price takes us out, then we're still maybe going to look for another entry again, and then still try to push higher. So if you're buying, let me see once on the chart. If you are not yet convinced with the buy, let me see 0. So let's go. How many people are buying and how many people are selling? Okay. If Idel is buying, then everything is okay. Let's try to see what happens here. Okay. So price comes back to the fair value gap. Let's see. So here we are. If New York session comes back to this fair value gap, we can have our re-entry. Can have a re-entry from this fair value gap here. Okay. Think price comes back to that point, we can buy. So we expect a New York continuation setup. Our target is that Asian high. Okay, so price goes up to it straight up, and that's a win for this one. So we have 6.76 R. This is actually our last trade for today. I don't know if anybody was recording this 6.7 R. Was anybody recording this session? Let me see. So let me quickly do this, and then I tell you something that I noticed, which is very, very important. So we have taken let's see, text today's template. Yes. So we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have taken just 7 trades today. 0 losses, 0 losses. We have not had a loss today, so that's really interesting. 7 wins. And these 7 wins gave us 2.13 plus 3.9 plus 4.3 plus 2.18 plus 2.48 plus 2.55 plus 6.6, so 24.3, 24.3%. So total is so we have a total of 24.3, 24.3%. Okay, so that was a good one. Yeah. Somebody had a question to ask, right? Just give you this opportunity to ask in less than 2 minutes. Be ended. That's
So I have a question to ask.
okay. 1 minute.
Yeah, I was asking, okay, when that high was taken, can it not still come back and take the low created by that high?
Which high
Was
are
it
you
just,
talking about?
I'm talking about the high that we have a chalk.
Which one is that? This one?
The last one. No, the last one. The last one that created this sale. I mean, when
Okay, that created a sell.
yes, the last
Uh,
one that created the buyer means to say the last
okay.
trade, the last trade, this last trade.
Let me just delete this and then. Okay.
Yes, this last. I mean, when this high was taken.
Mm-hmm.
So can it
This,
not still come back and take the low?
you mean this high?
Yes, this high, since we have this chalk, this then we know that it's a buying confirmation.
Okay,
But
this
can it
one,
still reverse? Yes, can it still reverse and come back and take the low of
this
that high?
low,
This low down, the last low down. Yes,
this
that
one.
one.
Nah,
Yes.
it will not be. If price is coming right back to take this low, it's not. It's already a bad trade. It's already a bad trade, okay? Because we had a shift in market structure here. So which means price wasn't interested in grabbing sell side liquidity at the moment. So you could be saying that price could have a little bit maybe come back to take this low. If price comes back to take this low, I can understand it will be like internal range liquidity, but not this one again. But still, it can happen. All right, anything can happen. So you might actually buy from here, price come back, take